Happy Sunday to you all. Welcome back to Zero Gaming. And by the title, this is all about switching in Train Sim World 2 on the freight side. Okay. So before we go any further, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If it does help you out, give this video a like and don't forget to click that bell so you don't be notified. Also, if you have not heard, I have a Twitch and Twitter account. All the links are down below, so go check those out. Go follow those, and you can be up to date with my Twitter, letting you know when videos are coming out, what videos are coming out, and on Twitch, I'm going to start going live on weekends, nights. Okay. So there are a couple things that you need to know about switching in Train Sim World. It's not as hard as you think it is. Eventually, when you get used to it, it will be completely fine. There are two ways, kind of three, but two ways that you can do switching. You can be in free roam camera, or you can get out of the locomotive and as your person walk around, or you go to the map. Okay, so let's look at the map real quick. And right where my pin's at is that's the switch that was just in front of us. You can see that the black, you can see that it's black. So that's telling you exactly where that switch is going. If you go over it, it turns purple. So if I push A, I'm on the Xbox controller, it's going to swap it to the left. And you can see with the purple it tells you, and now it's black. So that's telling you exactly where that track's going. So that's one way to do it. While you're on the map, so let me go back to the cut of cars that they want us to hook up to. So the best thing to do if you want to work off the map, and probably the easiest way to do it, is start where they want you to either uh, cut off your cars or make a hook. So it's like a puzzle. I start where they want me at, and I just follow it back, and I keep going, and I keep going. And I'm following that blue line, and you can see that this switch right here is switched against us. So I just flop it over, and now it's lined up. So if I get off of it, you can now see that that blue line goes through. Okay? If you're like me, I like to actually see the switch because there is a couple things that are cool about these switches. All right. So obviously, if you're free roam camera or you're walking, all you gotta do is come over here and throw it. Even if you're on the rear of the train on the camera. So if you want to ride the shove backwards, if you're on there, you can move your camera uh, to the switch and do it that way. Okay. So let me just swap this back here because now we're going to talk about targets. These colors. Okay. Now green means you are lined for that main track movement. Okay. Not you're not on the main track, but you're moving in that direction of what that track is at. So you can see this track this track is straight, right? Look how straight it is. I mean, that thing goes, you can't even see the end of the track. And we just turn around this way, and you can tell that this is probably a lead, okay? So when it's green, it's telling you that you're going straight for that track, all right? Now if I flop it over, now it's red. I'm not going to be going straight, I'm going to be going left. So you can determine your direction by looking at those targets. The other way to determine direction of movement on a track is look at your gap, okay? And if I just back up here, and if you just look at the track, and if you say, hey, the gap's on the left side, which is on this side, you're correct, okay? Look at your gap and follow it. So if I was a train coming down this way, I'm not going to be going straight, I'm going to be diverging to your left. And my target says it's not lined for that specific main movement. If I swap it over now, you can see that the gap is closed on this end, and now it's open on this end. So again, if I was a train, green target tells me I'm going to be going straight, and this gap telling me I'm going straight. And there I am. So those are multiple ways that you can determine movement on your tracks. So we're going to go back here, we're going to say, yeah, we're a train and we're coming, and we're coming, and we're going to the left. And by the way, this is a crossover switch. Okay, crossover switches are used to go from one track to the next usually on main lines or on leads. And if we keep going, and we can see that, well, I think that target over there is for that next track that we're coming up to, and it is, and that's green. So that's going to tell me that, hey, this switch is lined against me. Okay, and as you can see, we're coming down here, and look at that, they're gone. I love how the UP's here, CSX. I'll wait till they leave because it's kind of loud here. It actually looks like they were DP power, like they hook up the rear of the locomotives. Okay, so we can see that we're coming here and that gap is closed. So that target's telling me the truth and that gap is closed. So we will run through that switch, which is a no-no. Okay? Alright, so there's our train. We are lined up here. I am going to go start walking this. And again, you don't have to do this. This is just what I do. And you just keep walking and you're looking at your switches. So even if you don't want to look at your gap, look at your target. And again, you can see that, hey, look, that one's green, so that's a straight track. And and you can see that, okay, so these are straight tracks, and then you can see that if it were turned the opposite, like if it's going actually into the yard, it's gonna be red. Those are branches. So those are branching off of a lead or a main line or basically a main track. Even on this one, okay, obviously if that switch was swapped over and this one's green again, it's straight track. Swap that over, and now you're gonna be going to the left. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna walk backwards. And if you wanted to, you can actually start your train. Yeah, I will leave it a notch 1. I wouldn't go any further than that because you're just looking for switches. And I'm determining, is it going to be down this one or this one? And it's going to be this switch. So we're going to come back here. Swap that over. There's our gap. And we're going to be going down, following our gap. Comes to our next switch, and there's our gap right there. So if you're riding the shove, it's the same thing like everything else. You can look, targets and gaps. I always recommend you look at your gaps because obviously in the game I don't think it's going to be a problem, but I was trained and taught look at your gaps because sometimes your targets can be wrong. And you can see there we're coming down that right track. So once you get a hang of it, it's not that hard. And again, you can always come here on your map and do your switches. I know some people like to do that because they don't want to mess with them. They don't want to get down. They don't want to mess with the camera. That's fine. If that's what you like to do, more power to you. But this is what I do. I always get down and do it that way. Alright, let's see if you can run through a switch on this game. You should be able to. But let's see. Obviously it's lined against us because that gap is on that side. It just throws it for us. So you can run through switches. I probably don't recommend running through them. So if this video helped you out, please give it a like. If you need help with anything else on Train Sim World, freight wise, so any freight trains, please leave a comment down below and let me know what you help with. There might be some questions that you want answered, and I might already have videos out for them. But until next time, we will see you all later.